We're going to check out ES on multiple time frames, and then by request, we're going to check out GDX, the Gold Miners Index. And so stick around for that. It's going to be towards the end of the video if you want to scooch forward for it. If you are new here, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that option center logo, and subscribe. Thanks for joining us here. We're going to start off with ES. And hey, guys, we've been bearish. So what's going to happen is we're going to look at the setup going into tomorrow. We are short as of today. If you've been in our Discord, check it out. It's a free Discord. The options guy, it's in the description. And we're short quite a few names. If the market's gonna relax, gonna pull back a little bit. If a certain level is undermined or lost, a key level, and we'll talk about it later around the 65-minute chart. And if this level is lost, then we're gonna stick with our puts. If that level holds, we have a little bit more grinding to go to the upside, and we're going to show that alternate scenario. Okay, so here's ES on the monthly time frame. After a large ascending wedge, we're breaking down lower highs, lower lows, making lower highs. We're virtually sideways, and you even see that 8 EMA sort of curving a little to the upside, and we're going to test that 20 simple moving average on the monthly. That's a really big indicator. So if we get back above that, you better believe we better start thinking about some bullish scenarios. But for now, we're holding this ascending triangle. We're kind of peaking above that zone that we were talking about. So man, yeah, they're really putting the bears to the test. But as we get down to the lower time frames, we're going to see somewhat of what's happening and kind of guide our way, give ourselves a map on if something else happens. So here we are on that weekly. You see, it's not perfectly drawn, but this triangle that we drew here, we have a little bit of room to move, okay? We have a little bit of room, but basically, essentially, we're right at that resistance point. So we really, unless we peak above, and this is a weekly time frame, so we'd have to close above this triangle pattern, then that would negate that. If we close above this triangle pattern, that negates that whole pattern that we may have been talking about. And then we have resistance right above there, right about the 40, almost a 4,200 area, and it coincides with the 100 week as well. So just things to look at on those higher time frames. That's a big area for us, and that would really start to get that bull scenario going, if we get above that 4,200. Again, looks like we were trying to test and curve below on the MACD, but we're kind of pointing to the upside. So I get it if you're in a bullish mind frame, I would understand if you're a bull, but just realize that you're right against resistance at this point. So just caution for that. All right, on the daily time frame, trend is our friend, and we do these videos often, so don't forget to ring that little bell. Okay, this one's drawn a little bit more precise, so we do have a touch more room to go for if we highlight this line. That is the wedge breakdown, and really, essentially, all we're doing is back testing that. And then if this triangle is, if this really is a triangle pattern where this is a A, B, C, D, E, then this is the resistance there that should break down from that point. And it should break down impulsively, okay? Not just a little breakdown for a day or two. This should be a nice big wave with 5 out of 7 red days. Okay. Anything else on this? It still looks as if, because when you have a triangle, you have an A, B, like a three-wave move. That's all I'm trying to say. 1, 2, 3-wave move for the A, 3-wave move for the B, three big old 3 waves for the C, 3 waves for D, and 3 waves for E. And that should complete it. And then we should have a move to the downside. And that everything that the indicators point out seems to fit that scenario at this point. So we're going to continue to obey that and work with it. Now, going into the setup for tomorrow, assuming that this is a triangle. Okay, the 1-2 setup is also still valid, but it's just such a deep retracement that this doesn't seem like a 1-2, 1-2 setup with such deep retracements on each end. So I like this triangle better. Going into tomorrow, we have this triangulation in the RSI as well, and we're right against it. Okay, that is a sign that we've moved up to a point to where there should be resistance there. And like I said, we have just a few points ahead of us before we hit that back test and the down trend resistance for the triangle. So keep that in mind. And let's go to the 65-minute. And don't forget to like these videos. Super important for YouTubers to like these videos. It gets the algorithms moving. And even if you comment, I love the fact that that somebody had requested. I don't even ask that anymore, but I love to take requests. If you want to throw in requests here, I would chart those out for you, and we'll go ahead with GDX this time, and the next video we'll do SIL, the index for the silver miners. Okay, this still is obeying this channel, so we're looking for a pullback tomorrow. Really soon, we're looking for a pullback, no matter what scenario happens. If we somehow just break above and continue to go up there, sure, that's an objective short from here. But I'll show you in the Elliott wave pattern what we're really looking at. But everything's obeying this this channel so far. This is a bear channel, or even that 3-wave move that is held within this channel. There could be a throw over, like I said. This is the back test of the wedge, of that bearish wedge that we're looking for, and this is the downtrend for the triangle, and that coincides with the monthly resistance here at 4180 as well. So this is a big zone. This is a really near term 1 or 2 day situation, and I do believe that things could, for some reason, just wiggle back and forth until the earnings coming out on the 14th. But something tells me that that's just not the case. If we start grinding to the upside and getting past these levels, then I do agree with that case that we're looking at April 14th as more the point of where we're gonna reach new near-term highs, and we're gonna go zoom. And I'll just go ahead and we'll go through that in the next on the next board. But this one has negative divergence right now. So what I suspect going into tomorrow is that we break this uptrend line, this real steep uptrend line. We break it, and you see this level right here, 4120. That's a standard deviation from this point of control. That's our volume node. This is a standard move, standard deviation move right to there. So we're right in that area. We break down from that level, and I think that we're going to continue beyond that. Okay, very crucial. We hold on to that level, and I think we're going to move up to the 43. And you see that gap? That gap's there from a long time ago in the futures, and usually futures gaps close really quick. But where's our level? Our level's around the 4,300 area. So we'll certainly be going long off of this 4120 zone if price action holds there. So make sure you take profits on any dips into tomorrow, and just kind of look in there. Keep your stops short. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next board. This is going to be our Elliott wave picture. This is the bearish picture. what we're looking at, we're getting these deep retracement zones, which is pretty typical for a triangle area. So this, what you have here is this 50% retracement from the last. No, that's 50% retracement from all-time highs here. Okay, so that's not going to be an easy zone to get above 41.55.38. That's going to be a difficult zone. We get on top of that and we start making that support, then you better believe we're going up to this 4,300 area. Okay, so we have plenty of room up there. And our next objective short, after we go long short term, would be the 4,300 area. And that is the 618 retracement, this 4310, we'll call it. We'll close this gap. And right now, the bearish count, if we start to break this 4120 area right here, then this bearish count is valid. Okay, so we'd have a 1, either 1, 2, or this would be the D, E, and into the triangle, we get our impulsive wave 1. All right, so as a bear count, we have A, B. This is a 5-wave leading diagonal for A into a 3-wave move down for B. And then we have a 5-wave move where this is a large 1, 2. Well, it looks out of proportion, right? But we have to keep that in mind. It doesn't really matter. We have a 5-wave move for 3, 4, really small 4 since the large wave 2 is so large. So we have a simple wave 4 out of rules of alternation. And now we have a completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move right into resistance for wave 5. So this correction, all of this can be complete as of today, meaning tonight, into Tuesday, turnaround Tuesday. Okay, that's very convenient. Now, we can think of this as another way. Now, if we start making, getting above that 41.55, 50% retracement, we make it support. Now, we're going to consider this a wave 1. Okay, we'll put this here as a wave 1. We'll get rid of the AB. And we'll have a wave 2 here. And the reason is, let me step out. I'm sorry about that. Let me step back for a second. I'll put it on the 4 hour so we have a little bit more to look at. Okay, so you see in the gray, this 3-wave move to the upside would be a wave A. We have an A, B, C into an A 3-wave move down for a B, and then we need a 5-wave move up to complete it into that 4,300 area for wave C. Okay, and that should be a 5-wave move, making a new low, short-term high. All right, so with that said, I'm going to go back to the 65 just so we can get the wave count that we'll be looking at to get to that 4,300. Okay, this will be a 1, 2. And then we have a 1 and a 2. And this is a 5-wave move into we could either call that a 3 here, 4, and a 5. Okay. So, which it really could extend more as to say 1, 2, 1, 2. It could be another 1, 2, and then we're just ending the wave 3 in the purple. But we're going to be a little bit more conservative right now, okay? So right now we're looking for a pullback for a 382 retracement for the 44020. And then we have wave 3 complete. And then, so we're looking for a wave 4 retracement. And then we're looking for a wave 5. Okay. Now, I know what you're saying. that wave 5 seems to be a little bit longer. It looks extended. So this also could be a 1 degree higher. Okay. Maybe we get up to the gap. The gap gives us problems. And this is just a 1, 2, 3. And then we get the 4 and 5 for wave 3. And then a wave 4. Then a wave 5 up here. And then 4. And then 5. Just kind of crunchy mode there, right? That's possible. And that's what we have to deal with every single day. That's what we're doing. But just keep in mind, back into our hourly time frame. This is a huge area that we're at right now, 4150. We start getting on top of that. That means that we're going to be on top of this channel. Start using the channel as support. And then look at this confluence, this 4180. You get above this 4180, that brings us on top of the triangle. Okay, so you have some room here. You have a zone. You get on top of this 4180, and that's pure call plays after that. All right, we should probably see like Tesla making those new recent highs, and all it was a pullback today. It's a little weaker than I thought it was going to be, but yeah, we get up to this zone, we get above 4180, and go long, and I'm talking go long to the 4300. There's nothing holding it past that, and then we go short then, and we go short pretty hard because that would be our big resistance zone. Okay. All right. That's it for yes. I know I was very particular today, but I want this to be to where it's not just my eyes looking at it, but also thinking ahead of time. Okay. Excuse me. I'm running out of time. I'm getting a little long. I wanted to keep these at like 10 minutes or so, but let me know in the comments if you're watching these 15 minutes and 20 minutes, as long as you're getting good information and anticipation into the upside, let me know if this is good. If you want these to be a little bit longer, because I will continue to, I won't just fill it up with time. If it's a 10-minute video, it's a 10-minute video. But let's go to GDX. Our GDX, we're gonna do a quick top down. I'm going to run through this very fast, and I'm able to do that in this case simply because of the position that we're in. You're going to see that SIL is very similar. We're triangulating in a very long-term range. Okay, these miners are going back and forth, getting it into a tighter and tighter area, and I think it's going to continue on to be a little bit more chop in the long term. So this is a quarterly time frame, just because we just ended the quarter. We have 2 quarters up. We're still in the range of that second quarter. So let's see if we can continue to the upside, which I kind of think that's the case. So let's move down to the monthly. On the monthly time frame, if you notice what we're getting here, this is a possible, if we're starting from this point as a correction, we have an A, B, 3-wave move for C, 3-wave move for D, and we're possibly getting to E. That could be very bearish if that's the scenario where we're correcting from here. A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, that's bearish. We're getting into that 200-month moving average, and these should follow with stocks. All right, now that means, hey, gold, but gold might be bullish. All right, unless you get a tailwind with stocks and miners, and with, excuse me, with bullion, gold and I think that comparison is over. I think stocks might go down, and you just won't have that tailwind. So I don't endorse that. I love to go with GDX when stocks are going up and gold is going up. Stocks are going down and gold's going down. So if gold is bearish, which we can take a look at gold if you like as well, then the tailwind would be to the downside. All right, let's go to the weekly time frame. We're coming into resistance right now, but I'm not completely bearish on GDX. And why? I just think that there's not that tailwind behind it. Okay, so this is kind of the bow and arrow support resistance. We're getting above that. That looks good on this time frame, but we'll have to look at the daily. So we had the monthly actually crossing over bullish, and we have the weekly crossing over bullish. Now, since we're moving in three waves back and forth, that doesn't say a whole lot for us. So it's kind of a chop zone, but you do want to keep along with the trend. But here's what I'm looking at. This is a little bit better picture for myself, and this is an ascending triangle where we're right at resistance, and it doesn't look like it. Look where it came from, just straight up. It doesn't look like it's ready to break out at this point. I do think we need another pullback. Maybe it's to 30 area here and then start moving up. Something to where I think this ascending triangle should work itself out just a little bit more before heading to the upside and heading to that upper portion of the triangle. Doesn't have to get there. The problem is if we have this three-way move up and then we move down and we're at resistance here, we pull back and we start to lose 30. We start to lose this ascending triangle support. Now I think we're in that bearish scenario where this is the wave E in the triangle, and we start breaking to the downside and go much further. That's the analysis I have on it. Is this totally correct? Well, those are the levels that I'm looking at. So I think 30 is pretty crucial. I think that's a good objective long at that point, but it has to be with the market. So pay attention to what the market's doing along with this. Okay, we start breaking above 3350. We get above here, then I think if the market continues to grind to the upside for that 618 retracement, I believe it's a 3400 or 4300, excuse me, 4300 area, then I think it's a good point to go long past this, at least up into the zone of the 3900 or the 39 area. All right, I hope that helps. Thanks for joining us here. Don't forget to like the video, and thanks for requesting a chart. I'll be glad to do many more. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.